Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy E Double,
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Ivan.
and what are we doing today, man? You had a special idea in mind?
Yeah, I was interesting. I was thinking of a topic about like Cell versus Broly. Like, who you think was like stronger? And
Fuck.
like, I'm talking about Broly from like the first movie though,
Yeah, no, I mean good
and
because
like
I
the
didn't
OG
watch the
Broly.
other ones.
Wait, which one you talking about?
I didn't watch the second movie he was in, just the
Or
super one.
or the third one, the trash ass one,
Yeah, I
the
didn't. He
Bio
he he,
Broly.
he had three.
Yeah, the
Oh
third one, like
right,
no one talks
right.
about that shit.
Yeah. There was a Bio Broly. I kind of watched the second one, but it was like the same thing, right? It was just versus Gohan instead.
Yeah, and Goten.
Okay. Fuck.
Cause like, cause like obviously the Broly's in canon with the Z
The
version.
Yeah, the Z
But
version.
like, if it were, it's like technically around the same like time, I guess
It
you kind of
is
say.
because he's stomping all over Super Saiyan,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and we're only
But
talking about Perfect Cell, right?
well, I'm talking about the strongest cell.
Yeah.
Like when he comes back after he blows up and shit.
Okay. God damn. I don't know because like I would kind of give it to Cell just because he can regenerate.
Yeah, but then Brody get stronger, or what? Or what do you think?
But so does Cell because he has the cells of the Saiyans, so he also gets the Zenkai boost. And
Yeah,
like
honestly,
yeah.
I was like more towards cell as well, cause like was when you call it like Broly, like he got his ass beat just after Goku just absorbed like a bit of power, you know.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, he just overpowered Brody with like one punch too. Like, what the fuck?
Right. It's
Shit was crazy.
I don't think that would have ever worked on Cell. And then you have the whole thing of if you don't eliminate his core. And Brawly has one, to my knowledge, one really big attack where he could blow up a wide area, but I don't I don't think that's enough.
I think Cell supposedly has like you could say has like Kaioken maybe, because like supposedly he even has a spare bomb or some shit.
No fucking way. I mean like
That's why.
I've seen it in like video games, but those
Yeah,
are all
video games
non-canon.
Budokai too.
He could
But I
learn
remember,
it though.
I remember hearing some shit like that. So I don't know. It's possible maybe because he has like Goku Cell. So
Right, right. But fuck, like, isn't it based on like I don't think it cultivated their cells before Namek arc. I think that was the issue with Dr. Jiro's plan, and that's why he wasn't prepared for Super Saiyan.
but then how did he get Frieza cells?
Fuck, he has Frieza's too?
Yeah, I swear that's why there's like a lot of videos of like all of people thinking he might be able to go golden, like golden cell.
Yeah, you're right. And fuck, they might have talked about that in Dragon Ball Heroes too. That's kind of stupid though, because he had no idea what Super Saiyan was.
Oh yeah, Jiro.
He had no fucking clue. So how would he even get Frieza's cells?
Yeah, bro, I still don't get the whole like timeline shit,
Let
like with
me.
the back
I
and
gotta
forth
look
shit.
this shit up. How does Cell have Frieza's cells? One of the supercomputers bots collected the remains of Frieza and Cold when they came back to Earth.
So, so they probably have a Super Saiyan cells, no, from like Trunks.
No, because Trunks' body, like, their Trunks didn't die. That's how he got Frieza's cells was from their
Wait,
corpse.
I actually think this cells from like a different timeline, no? Like where Goku probably was the one that defeated Frieza, though.
Is it? I mean, it said right there when I looked it up. When
No, because
Trunks, yeah,
I think the cells from like the future. It's not the cell, because like the cell in the present time gets killed
yeah,
while it's still in the lab
it is from the, yeah, it's a different time.
by Krillin and shit. He
But
blows up the
okay,
lab.
which one was the cell that died? Because didn't no one stayed. Fuck, one of them time traveled. This is I hate talking about Cell.
Oh, the what? Well, you know the cell that we see with her, like the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, the one who
final
goes
boss
perfect.
shit.
He's from the future, right?
Yeah, he's from the future because the one that's in present is still like in the lab. He's still like he's still growing, I guess, you know.
But then when Trunks goes back to his time, there's still a base form Cell.
That's the one that comes from the. That's from another timeline.
Jesus
There's like three cells,
Christ.
I think.
So there's 3.
Because the one that comes to the present. No way, I'm confused. It's confusing because I know there's one cell that kills Trunks. Remember?
There is. Oh, and that's
So
the one. That's the one that he goes back to kill. Yeah,
you think? Shit, it's confusing, honestly.
it is.
Well, fuck yeah. The thing is, Cell's stronger than Broly.
He has to be. He has to be. Because like
I'll
okay,
say-
with Super, you can't make that argument because in the base form he's already as strong or stronger than Sand Blue.
Bruh, even though I fuck with Super, the whole fucking power levels are like retarded.
They are.
Like
But
how
I do
Broly's,
respect that they put him up so high though.
like Broly's like stronger than Goku, who's like supposed to be like a god tier. Like what the hell?
You think he's God tier?
But the Super Saiyan God.
I don't. No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, you want to say he's god tier with that shit?
No, because as somebody who, and I'm not caught up at all. I'm actually pretty behind, but as somebody who's read the manga past where the anime had left off, that seems to be the direction they're gonna go. Is how do you actually get him and Vegeta to God tier? And Vegeta's actually already there, and Goku's not.
Well, they might not be like destruction level, but I'm saying like they have like god key, you know?
Yeah, they have the energy of a god, but they're not on the level of one yet.
But who knows? Because like I know Beerus is supposed to be like maybe like the strongest, so not all of them are like in the same like level.
I really want to see that. Who do you think would be or why do you think Beerus would be the strongest god of destruction?
I think I remember seeing the manga like it happened like in the manga, you know, in the Tournament of Power.
They had a fight.
Yeah, between like a few, I think just a few of the gods, not all of them. But the thing is, like Beerus was like easily the strongest.
Yeah, you're right. In the Dragon Ball
And that's, like,
manga,
team
every
up on
god
it,
of
yeah.
destruction teamed up against Beerus, and he held his own against all
Yeah,
of them.
exactly.
He's at the level Goku wants to achieve, but might never catch him. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's funny though, because like in the when Beerus first appeared, they made it seem like they were like neck, like very close, you know, Goku and to Beerus.
They did make in what you mean in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know because like are you talking about towards the end of their fight?
The thing is, like Goku was able to like kind of dodge, I guess, and like even attack him, you know.
He was able to dodge, but I thought he said like, "Oh wow, he made me use 10%."
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I remember back then they said like if Goku was like a 4 or some shit, and Beerus is like a 7 or some shit out of 10.
I can
That
see
was
him
like
being
back then though, but like
no, yeah,
with, like they kind of like fucking retcon that shit, you know, where it's like
maybe
it's not even close.
But well, I don't know if it's a retcon because I could have sworn unless they changed it in the episodes, that might be where we're confused because I could have sworn at the end of the movie it was very clear that he was still holding back by like a lot. I thought he was only somewhere between the 10 and 20% mark with Goku.
Well, I don't remember hearing that, but most likely,
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was less than that even.
yeah, no, very likely.
Even,
So
like
then, okay,
1%.
what do you think? While we're on this Dragon Ball, like rant, where do you think, Blue Kaioken ranks compared to Beerus? Like, what percent do you think Beerus would need? Because he was fucking scared.
I don't think he was scared of Kaioken. He was more scared of the MUI.
But he had a really, and that's what people were like hinting at. It was like, okay, is this a key to try to like redo the power scaling? Like, is this a key to show us where Goku's at? Because when he busted out for the first time was against, Hit and the tournament, and he was freaking the fuck out. And he even turns to Whis and he says, he was saving that shit for me?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, like,
Forgot about that.
But, so, okay, before I go too much deeper, pause. you take that scene, and where do you think Kaioken Blue stands compared to Beerus's power? Like, do you think it would be 20% or higher, lower?
I'd say like regular blue, it's like 5%, and then with the Kaioken, probably like 10%.
Hmm. Okay. But shit, I thought Kaioken multiplied your power, right?
Yeah, so most likely my math is off. So
What the fuck? Because that's the other thing. It's like shit. Hang on,
the
because
math don't add up.
because we got okay. 0.05 would be 5%, and he used times
Times
20.
20, right?
That should be 100. So he
What
has to
the
be.
fuck?
So
Has to be
blue,
less than that, huh?
yeah, blue has to be way less than
Yeah,
five
then
percent,
5. The thing
unless
divided by
unless the writer just fucked up.
let's just do 10 divided by 20. I don't know what like half a percent.
Right, maybe because he was doing it really easy still.
But I swear they're just making beer stronger by the arc.
They need to, because like that. And what makes me curious too is you look at Topo, and Topo has like his god of destruction form. And hang on, how much do you know about Vegeta in the manga before I say anything else?
Pretty much like up like caught up, but like I didn't follow each chapter, But like
Okay,
I get
you
the main
understand.
plot,
Okay, all right. So
and the transformations.
Topo has his god of destruction form, and
Yeah,
then so does Vegeta, which, by the way,
ultra ego,
his is so much more badass. I love it.
ultra ego.
Do you think that's only a thing for mortals, or do you think Beerus has like a plus ultra kind of? I mean, not to fucking mix terminology, but do you think he has like a little gear that he could shift into if he ever really had to?
A good transformation? I don't think so.
Not a
Honestly.
transformation, but maybe something like that where it's like, hey, this is him at 110% kind of thing.
I feel like it's similar to when he gets like angry, and then you just see like the
Yeah,
like
yeah,
purple,
that's what I
purple
mean.
shit.
Right.
But like it's probably like far more energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
But yeah, for sure, we haven't seen like his full power and shit.
Oh, okay. Good question. Where do you think Super Broly, DBS Broly, would rank to Beerus?
What I say was a Kaioken, like
If because
20, I think 10
personally
or
speaking,
5.
like I know that the creator fucks up a lot of different things. So ignoring how the math would work, because apparently that's what they decided to do
Yeah,
with this
that shit
entire
off.
yeah. So ignoring how the math would work, I would probably say that Kaioken Blue is 50%. And I think, in my opinion, I think that's where that scene gets misunderstood. I choose to see it not as, oh my god, Goku is like really close to me now, or he could fuck me up. Instead, I see it as he had the potential already without our training or without our help really to jump from 1% of my strength to fucking 50%, because that, if I was in Beerus' shoes, that would scare the life out of me to see, yo, you're just a mortal. How are you anywhere near half of my power? And how did you make that big ass jump?
Does Beerus even train though?
No, he doesn't, but he's a creature that doesn't have to necessarily, or that's my understanding.
But I'm pretty sure you get way stronger if you train.
I I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I assume that because he's a god, he doesn't have to train in the same way that angels don't have to train.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like Beerus is sort of like Goku in a way. That he likes to test his strength in a way.
Maybe
That's why he was excited for Goku. That's why that's what he was looking for, like
right,
his whole
right. He seems to be like the
thing.
only destruction god who was actually bored, right?
Yeah, and wants to like have fun, I guess, with like fighting.
Why do you think they retconned his strength?
I guess because like they didn't want Goku to pass him yet or some shit.
No, I mean compared to the manga, he's weaker. Why do you think they changed
Oh,
that?
damn, that's a good question.
Because, so I mean, on the one hand, and I will acknowledge this before we go into our fantasy land, I know that the way that who's the creator? Toriyama, right? I'm not
Yep,
okay. Okay.
yep, Teriyama.
So my understanding is that they get written about the same time. Toriyama takes some sort of control over the anime, not a lot now. And what he does is he writes general notes and gives that
Yeah,
to the people who run the manga and says, take whatever liberties, just hit these very vague points and fill out the rest. So
yeah,
I imagine that part of the reason that Beerus is so much stronger in the manga is because that's one of the things that they just kind of invented. And there was no good point, or it was already too late for the anime to go back and try to do the same thing. But ignoring that possibility, I like to think that the anime probably works out doing that so that it'll be easier for Goku to catch up.
So you think he'll catch up in the anime? The manga?
If it comes back and follows the path that the manga is setting, as far as the transformations goes, I think he will catch up. But I think the issue is Vegeta's gonna get there way sooner than he will because
You really think so?
my reason for that is the Moro arc, and for anybody who is unfamiliar with the manga, right after the Tournament of Power,
Spoilers.
Go ahead and skip ahead. I'll put up a timestamp if I give a fuck. But
Just skip it. Keep skipping it.
yeah. So what happens in the Moro arc that makes me believe that is you have this whole thing. It's like a storyline B kind of thing, right? Where while they're trying to deal with Moro and while they're trying to deal with the little agent guy who works for the Galactic Patrol, the prodigy, whatever his name was.
Dang Mirrors?
No, Galactic Patrol. The guy, there was a new character that they introduced in Moro's arc, and he works for the Galactic Patrol. And
yeah, so isn't that Mirrors?
Oh, yeah. I thought you said Beerus. Yes.
No, Mirrors.
Yeah. So
Whis' brother.
one storyline is how do we catch Moro? Another storyline is Miris, and then you also have the other thing of that guy with the scout, unless that's a different arc altogether. But Goku's whole thing throughout both of those is kind of how do I tap in to Ultra Instinct Mastered? Like,
oh yeah.
And he struggles getting even close to there again, which is pretty natural because we've seen that before with Super Saiyan, where hey, the first time it's pretty easy, but the real challenge is doing it a second time, and after that you can easily get to the point where you can turn it off and on with a little bit of training. But it seems to be that that's not the case with Ultra Instinct Mastered, because even though he does it a second time and it lasts way longer than it did in the Jiren fight, against the very first big villain after Jiren, it's already not enough. And I don't believe Moro was at 100%. And it got to the point where this is something I kind of don't personally like. He has to settle this with one punch because Moro can eat energy or whatever the case was. And everybody gives him energy just like in the fucking Broly movie.
Broly, yeah.
And all of a sudden he snaps back into Ultra Instinct, delivers that final blow, and then they win. I don't like that.
That plot armor.
Right. I don't like that because it's not a thing about energy. Because you've always activated it when you were at your fucking bottom, when you had no fuel in the tank.
Yeah, man, it sounds like a cheap ass like cop out.
It is. Win. It is, but like against that kind of villain, okay, I kind of get it. But I say that to say he needs help getting there because Whis, with Whis' training, couldn't help him figure out how to turn it on, especially not in battle. Like he understands what it's supposed to feel like, and he understands mentally, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing to get to that space, but he can't do it yet. Meanwhile, Vegeta got his next transformation down really fucking quickly, and it was super effective right out the bat. I believe it was just the downside of I'm not used to this form yet, so it's exhausting for me. But as soon as he gets used to that form, Goku has a shit ton of catching up to do.
Because, like, from my understanding, the Ultra Instinct is not like it doesn't give you too much like raw strength in a way, you know?
Yeah, I believe that's been
Like,
talked about by Toriyama.
Kefla, remember when he fought Kefla? They were like, "Oh, if he gets hit, with Ultra Instinct, he's still fucked." So he had to like dodge all those attacks.
Right, exactly.
Ultra Instinct.
And Toriyama, I believe, came out and said it's not a transformation. It's more like a fighting style, I would personally say. It's like, hey, you know, Super Saiyan Goku, you know, is kind of like where I fight, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku is like the difference between me and like an MMA or like a UFC professional fighter. But then Mastered Ultra Instinct would be more like fucking Bruce Lee. Like, this shit just is so natural to him that he kind of just steps on a ring and it's all instinct almost.
Well, it's not supposed to be a transformation, but that's what Goku made it to be.
In a way, right? I think I would say that's
what we said. He's like, "Oh, you made it into transformation or some shit." But
right.
It shouldn't be that.
Yeah, because so then I would argue that it's more like he's achieving that state for a temporary point in time, and that's why it's a transformation, because for the angels,
that's the weakness.
No, for and that is the weakness, because for the angels it's 24/7. Yeah. You could try to fucking attack them in their sleep and they're going to dodge that shit.
Facts.
So, but I don't think he'll ever get to a point where like he's that.
Oh, damn.
I think it will forever just be a transformation, and I think it'll more like be
for merchandises.
Yeah, and I think it'll just mostly be how long can I keep this kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it'll get to the point where you circle back to the Cell saga to bring it back full circle, where, okay, to train for Cell, how can I go Super Saiyan 24/7 without using any energy?
It's like natural.
Yeah, it's still a transformation technically, but it's a lot more natural, and I think that's gonna be the end goal with Ultra Instinct is how do I do that? How can I eat rice and watch TV and exercise in that state?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's pretty crazy. But as far as Broly compared, not both base form and Super Saiyan compared to Beerus, I would say,
well, I'm pretty sure Broly is like, he was able to kind of keep up with Gogeta, which is like crazy.
Right. So, but that's Super Saiyan Broly though. So base form first, I would say base form is already at that 50% mark.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because he can swat away multiple enemies who are very high level. He can deal. Did Goku use Kaioken in the movie?
I don't think so. I think he just used a god.
Right.
The regular god.
Right. But I would still say, because going back to my logic of Blue Kaioken times 20 is close to Beerus' 50% mark, I would say that Broly's naturally already there because of the fact he was swatting both of the Blue Saiyans.
And so you think his base form is that strong?
I think I would think his base form is that strong, because if I were to put Blue Goku up against a Blue Kaioken Goku, the Blue Kaioken should be swatting him around the exact same way.
Yeah.
So that's my headcanon for that shit.
But I don't know, Broly has like what, 3 transformations?
No, it was just anger, and it was him.
That's why. The anger one, then the Super Saiyan.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's
like the full power Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Counting the semi transformations. Yeah, you're right. It's like 3.
It's funny though, because like the full power one is just like him like breaking his armor.
But he's fucking. I mean, pause. He's massive. Cause isn't he like
Pause.
a lot close? Not. Yeah, he's got to be like fucking 8 feet tall
like
once he transforms.
10 feet, yeah.
8-10 feet, something like that.
Fucking like his head looks small as fuck, bro.
I really love the concept of having some of his attacks become more and more like the great ape attacks.
Oh, like with the fucking like mouth beam and shit.
Yeah, shit like that, and then just the savage way that he fights without martial arts. That's another thing. All right.
Bro, yeah, bro, I had no training. What the fuck?
If base form, shit. Okay, hang on. Before I go into that, where would you say Blue Gogeta stacks up to Beerus?
Beers? I'd say like 60%.
60?
Yeah, or 65. I'll give
Fuck.
65.
Shit. Okay. Because I would think he has to be a lot higher than that, just because he has to be way stronger than Blue Kaioken is.
I just think Beers is that strong.
Right. I think because Gogeta is supposed to be a lot stronger than Vegito since it's a temporary fusion, right?
No, Vegeto's also temporary too, though.
It's no, my understanding of that was it's temporary in the sense that they can run out of power and then break the fusion.
No, they say that's temporary for like mortals. If like a god did it, then it's like
Right, they retconned that too. That fucks it up.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. But in a way, it kind of makes sense for like how they split
Because I thought
the Blue Saga.
I was under the impression, and I'm gonna try to look it up right now. I was under the impression that Vegito has a limit to his power.
Nah, it's supposed to be like 30 minutes, I think. But since Vegito, like you're saying, he has like too much power, it got cut to 15.
Hang on, let me look this up really quick before we keep going. Plus, jumping into godly form so quickly isn't good. Plus, Kefta doesn't have. Because here's somebody on Quora.com who's asking, how come Vegito has a power limit and Kefla doesn't? Oh, but yeah, she doesn't have God Key.
Wait, what?
Okay. No, because there is supposed to be a thing of these fusions have a power limit. Like as however strong they might be, they can only use so much of that power, and then the fusion breaks, I guess.
Yeah, that sucks. That's some.
So that's why people online are saying because Vegito has a limit, Gogeta is supposed to be a stronger fusion.
Aren't they supposed to? I swear, like the time limit, everything's the same.
No, not time limit. Limit to their power.
So Gogeta doesn't have a limit?
Apparently not, and that's why the time limit is so much shorter.
Man, what the fuck?
I mean, I can't find the specifics to that. If we're gonna say that that's true and Gogeta is stronger, would you still say that a blue Gogeta is only 65% of Beerus?
Yeah, I'd still go with that.
I would push.
Maybe 70.
Yeah, I would push for 70, maximum 80. Like on the dot, 80 would be the ceiling. Unless they go like
Kaioken blue, then maybe.
Right, because we've seen something that we've seen with the fusions before, and this is why I've never understood why don't Gogeta and Vegito use Kaioken. We've seen with Gogeta specifically, even though I guess it was not canon, they can use the moves of the individual Saiyans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They can use Big Bang Attack and Kamehameha. Yeah, and then they have their own unique attacks as well. So if they can use what's in each Fusie's individual move pool, they should have access to Kaioken. And it's not like Vegeta is incapable of that.
It should just go like Kaioken Blue Evolution.
Right. I don't know. I don't think that they could do Blue Evolution though, because
you don't think so?
No, I don't think they could do that because I think for transformations, both parties have to be capable of that.
I feel like they're they're at the point where like they're so strong, like they could just do it, you know?
Maybe. And
They're
see,
like
here's
gold
another
tanks.
you bring up a really great point. Here's another inconsistency with Toriyama's world here. We have this supposed limit where we never see a situation like that. We did not see Gogeta go blue evolved, and it is probably because of the idea that Goku can't do that specifically either. I think the like explanation behind it goes way back to the Boo saga with Goten and Trunks, and that I think they have to each know Super Saiyan for Gotenks to do it. It might have even been a part of one of the GBA games. I might be very wrong with that. But
But how did they go Super Saiyan 3 with the
that's
fuck?
what I was going to say. That's another inconsistency right there because they're not even close to Super Saiyan 2. So
Yeah.
how the fuck is it that when they evolve they can go Saiyan 3? And since they can do that and that is more than canon, then why can't Vegito or Gogeta do something similar?
Yeah, like when one of them at least knows it, you know?
Right, right.
While gold tanks, like none of them know it. Like the fuck?
I don't fucking. I just don't get it. It's a mess of a universe.
Yeah,
But
they even skipped two, so what the fuck? They skipped like one transformation, like bruh.
yeah. Do you ever think we're gonna see the Grand Priest fight at all?
Fuck, man. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. But I have a really bad feeling we're never gonna see that. Especially with how terrible they've been doing with like the power scaling, because that would be the ceiling.
For sure, we're not gonna see Zeno
No, no. Well,
because I don't think he's like a fighter.
no, he's
Just,
not. And so technically, we've already seen Zeno is
yeah.
yeah, I could play a game of marbles and destroy a galaxy. But I thought it was understood that Zeno is weaker than the Grand Priest.
Yeah, probably in terms of just like fighting, you know?
And no, I thought in general, because would it not make sense since every god has an angel that is superior to them, and it seems like they're superior almost in every way because you do have like the one or two angels that are very like encouraging of some of the bad behavior of the gods. Um would it not make sense that since that's the general power dynamic that the Grand Priest would be at least a little stronger
I
than
mean,
Zeno?
if you put it that way, then for sure. But like, I never thought of it like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just on the fly stuff. I've never like sat down with this.
I just think like that Zeno just like very like childish, you know. So it's like he needs someone like that.
Unless they mean in terms of like their abilities, the Grand Priest is in that realm, but he's stronger because he can also fight.
I think so.
Maybe that's
Actually.
what they mean. Is it's a combination of the two aspects and not just outright. He's a more powerful being.
But I feel like the Grand Priest is basically. So shouldn't we be able to get as strong as like the Grand Priest? Or no? If they're like basically the same.
Theoretically, and that's why I want them to flesh that out more, because okay, we get it, you're the father of all of the angels, but what
Where's the mom?
makes well, that I was gonna get to that too. Like, how does that happen? Is it asexual? But also, like, what is the difference between you? Because it has to be a big difference.
Yeah. Besides that, like you're just stronger.
Right.
And older.
Otherwise, any one of the angels could be the Grand Priest.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a huge gap.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe they could become Grand Prix, no?
Maybe it's in their potential. Yeah. Maybe
That'd be wild.
it would be wild. I'd love to see that. Anything else you wanted to bring up?
That Cell stomps Broly.
Cell stomps Broly. Yeah. Cell stomps Broly. Z. I don't. He can't keep up with Super. Like, you need a.
Oh no, for sure not.
He needs like 1,000,000 Zenkai boosts to step into that world.
Bro, the other Broly would just get a bigger Zenkai.
I heard that in Heroes they do have a new Super Saiyan form.
Hey, what?
I heard that in Dragon Ball Heroes they have another Super Saiyan form.
Oh, yeah, I think like Berserk, right, or some shit.
Maybe. I haven't heard about that, but that's wild. I kind of don't want them to do any more though. Like if it's not Super Saiyan 4, I don't want to see it in the canon.
I don't think they'll ever bring that shit.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the only one I would accept. Like I really think that the series kind of has to die once Super is finished because there's nothing else to do. You're in the realm of a god.
Yeah, honestly, I hope in the future, like, they somehow make it where Goku fights himself, but like GT version, you know, like they go to different like timelines or some crazy shit.
I would have said it would have been that'd be dope. I would have said
Sounds
it would have been
Spider-Man
really really cool to see Goku and Vegeta kind of be the godly beings that keep the balance of the universe. Like, you know, you have to have one that destroys, one that creates, one that protects, one that ruins. So it would have been really dope if they spent the rest of their lives doing that and they are the balance throughout the universe while also being able to, for the rest of their time, continue the rivalry. The only thing that fucks that up is they said all of Super is supposed to be in between the time skip between Z and where GT started.
What if they retcon the end of Z?
They kind of can't retcon it because they already came out and said it. Hey, between the final episode of Z and the episode right before it, that's Super.
Yeah, they even introduced the Oob.
Yeah,
in the manga, I think.
Yeah, they did. They introduced Oob before already. Pan is officially like outside of that final episode. She's canon because she was just born in the middle of the tournament.
Yeah, even what's called Brawl was born too.
Right, that useless bitch.
Or Bola, I don't know her real name.
I thought there was two. I thought they had two kids.
Yeah, Trunks and her and that one girl.
3 kids, right?
Wait, no, I think it's 2.
Just 2?
Bola? Yeah, a girl and Trunks.
I thought it was 2 girls. Yeah, just Bola and Trunks. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think it's like she has like 2 names or some shit, like Bra or Bola. But I think it's Bola.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. All right, well, I think that's gonna wrap everything up for today. You want to do the outro?
That's what you guys think, man. Are we wrong, or what?
Be sure to stick around for future videos of the Homeboys channel, as well as the individual channels in the description below. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Turn your appearance to a disappearance. I fuck with nothing but gangsters, nothing but hustler niggas. Sound off, sound off.